the camera that way. Sorry about that. If you were there in the previous time, this is the second time going. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. It seems like my camera here is doing some sort of 360 issue, so I'm gonna have to fix that in the background. But for now, we are where we are. We're doing what we're doing here on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. So like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. The reason why I'm wearing my jersey is because the Habs won tonight. They're on a 9-10 game winning streak, which is the least I can say about my other two teams. The Blue Jays are absolutely stinking out the joint after their American League championship. And also my Arsenal lost the last two games, which happened to be cup matches. So we just put ourselves out in two competitions. So here we are. Here we are. Not exactly the best of days, but listen, we build it as we fly. We're going to go as we go. And so again, back to the topic. Druski. He is now the social commentator of the age. He is now, well, next I'd say him and Dave Chappelle, really. But where Dave Chappelle does it on stage, Druski does it through his skits, through his comedy skits available on social media, including the likes of TikTok and Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. So again, and X, of course. So again, he is causing waves. He is driving so much content and making believers out of dreamers, quite simply. His commentary on mega churches was another mega hit, quite simply, and this one may have surpassed it. His latest one, which focused in on conservative women and more importantly, the likes of Erica Kirk, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get into this right now, this social comedy right here with the one and only, as you can see on the screen right here, Reese Waters. Shout out to Reese Waters doing wonderful things in YouTube streets, and we're going to go with this and how he takes this whole Erica Kirk thing on stage, because the good thing that Druski does is that he is, as the title says, he holds the mirror up to the world. Whether the world is pretty, whether the world is ugly, he is a man who shows said world that he features for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And we are supposed to be taking comedy out of it because, after all, he is a comedian. But some people have not taken it that way. We're going to go through that right now here on Talk Live. And there are certain people we are surprised didn't take it so well, and certain people who are surprised did take it so well. So let's get into this here on Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go with the first video. That is Druski airs out Erica Kirk and TPUSA. If you don't know who TPUSA is, it is Turning Point USA. And as I said, we build as we fly. We avoid the BS, and we just get on with no stress, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. Let's get into it. And yeah, too soon. Yeah, indeed, too soon, Lana DK. Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. Let's get into this. Not waste any more time because, again, this is an important topic that needs to be discussed. As we continue, let's go.
I'm going to go down and get me a slice. They still got them statues of King Leopold up?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Oh, it's Taste of Belgium. And it's in the Cincinnati area? Okay, well, I might be able to do that. Hey, save me a slice. Ohio, save me a slice. Not because word on the street is y'all got some new flags down there in Ohio. That's word on the street. I might be able to make my trip down there. I might be able to make my trip this year.
Yeah, boy.
Apparently, these are popping up everywhere in Ohio. Sorry, JD, your home state is turning on your administration. Hey, JD, before long, you could be in a donut shop just making small talk for real. Like, that really could be life.
I'm JD Vance. I'm running for Vice President of Tennessee.
Okay.
We're going to do 2 dozen.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, you have to bring the new baby there and whatnot. I don't know about how amenable Usher's going to be to, everything you got going on. No. I know you on a tour with Erica. But I can tell you this, everything ain't sweet in her world neither. Let me see how conservative women in America act.
No!
Hey, Erica, it's probably just a coincidence that he had the sparklers there. That probably... Don't all y'all do that?
Get on your feet, boy!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this video by now, I don't know if you've been living under a rock on a deserted island, but quite simply, this is the video for the age right now. And, well, listen, check it out on X, check it out on Instagram, check it out on TikTok. This man is running things with this video. Let's get on it.
Now, wait a minute. Yeah, that's pretty authentic.
War is raging in Iran.
And if you didn't know, that was Erica Kirk actually dancing in the background. Let's go.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
Now, I haven't driven with many white women in cars lately, so if this is reminiscent of their driving habits, please comment down below.
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
I think that's the reason why he's getting sued, because he looked too lifelike, looking dead on camera, and that was too reminiscent of Erica Kirk. Well, we're going to discuss that a little later. I may have let the cat out of the bag right there, but we're going to discuss that a little later. Let's go.
He got that look down. I'm gonna be honest. He got that look down. He must have taken some Meisner classes or something like that. And don't that outfit look familiar? Wow, he got the whole outfit. And I knew that couldn't have been easy to find, you know, with all them donations y'all been taking in and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a commentary to the time where Nicki Minaj appeared at TPUSA recently, and yeah, I am. Well, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It looked like it was a celebration rather than a commiseration, if you know what I mean. Let's go.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pop cup. Organic? Yes, everything organic.
Now again, the views expressed are those of the participant and do not necessarily reflect white women everywhere. Let's go. Conservative white women. Conservative white women. Conservative white.
4, 3, 7. Oh, are you good?
I don't know how he knew. I have no idea how he knew.
4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes, because they are the ones who mattered most.
Oh, that's what you got a problem with? Erica, wasn't this you?
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
Now, let me see if there's a distinction. Is it young white men or young white male men? Comment down below. I can't get the distinction. Is it young white men or young white male men? Because those are two distinct demographics. Let's continue.
See, I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but he nailed that. Wow. I mean, on the bright side, you don't have a dog, do you? You have a dog? What's his name? Shabbat Shalom. Aren't you Christian? I have no idea. No, don't go. No, you don't want to go. You don't want to go to the comments. Erica, trust me, you do not want to see these mentions. Don't say I ain't warn you. The after speeches say. I feel you there, dog. Yeah, Druski's not funny anymore. Oh, you know the Sunglass Brigade is coming. Hey, Erica, the Sunglass Brigade still on board. Normal wife, I miss my husband, Erica Kirk.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, if it's reminiscent of Erica Kirk, it was never meant to be. Never planned to be, because she was honoring the death of her husband, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, ladies and gentlemen, with fireworks. With fireworks.
Yeah, hey. At least you didn't have a championship belt yet. Oh, my milk of magnesia. God broke the mold when he made you. Hey, if you ever, and I mean ever, want to reference Don't Be a Menace in my comments or videos, huh? Erica before Charlie was even in the ground. Yeah, that's most of them. That's most of them along those lines. But Druski, this your best work since the Preachers. It really, this your best work since the Preachers. Matter of fact, maybe you could do a mashup and have Erica come in from the rafters.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is true. This was Druski's best work since. He just did that a couple months back. That's how hot Druski is right now. Druski's so hot. I'm sorry, I had to give that Zoolander reference. About Hanson. He's so hot right now. But again, this man is like Hanson. Druski is the new Hanson. Druski is the ruse. Druski is the new Hanson. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And if you know about Blue Steel, you know what I mean. We got a comment here from Lana BK. Male persons are protected class. You didn't know? You better tell somebody. Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much for that, Lana BK. Yes, white. No. The protected class is white male persons. White male man persons. You forgot the man. It's white male man persons are a protected class. If you didn't know, you better tell somebody. Well, I'm going to tell everybody. White male man persons are a protected class. Either that or white male men. If you're a white male man. You get what I mean. If you're a white man or a white male man, you're a protected class. Let's go.
But wait, there's more.
I used to work for TPUSA. TPUSA Faith exists to equip Christians to live out biblical truth, fight cultural degeneracy, and be salt and light. But AmFest 2024's after party, hosted by James O'Keefe, the Make America Rave Again blowout, this is what went down. A half-naked woman in a giant wine glass full of water, grinding sexually, splashing the crowd while booze flows everywhere, and she wraps our American flag around her like a cape. Straight up flag code disrespect and total cultural compromise. I mean, if they disrespecting the flag, that's pretty much on brand. Hey, honestly, check out an NFL game. You want to see some disrespect of the flag. But just how bad we talking? Would that look like?
Okay. Now, if you didn't know that was not the mirror of the world, I don't know what was. What you just saw there. Let me just rewind that. If you didn't see that quick, let's just go again.
Hey, check out an NFL game. You want to see some disrespect of the flag. But just how bad we talking? Would that look like a regular moral?
Oh well, yeah. It looked quite lifelike indeed. Let's just move this over for a second. There we go. Okay, here we go. Mm. All right. And there we go. I just need to see the chat. I have to see the chat. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Druski matchup with himself while wearing Christian Dior because he's still walking in the blood. Yeah, well, again, that's another greatest hit from Druski. Druski is all over the place today, but again, I think Druski in suspended in the air has certain, how should I say, similarities to the lady in the air draped in the flag. She is, she's a Christian and she's wrapped in the blood of Jesus. So again, take that as you will. You can take it both ways. One's wrapped, one's got blood on the feet. Another got blood on the flag. Allegedly. Let's go. Oh shoot, my bad. Go.
Lago government shutdown party. That's what that looks like. Remember, that's probably what got her the gig. She performed at the Amfest, and that's how she got hired for the shutdown party. They probably got that going on right now. All she needs is a dog mask. This is the party of the decade our youth are funneled into. Where's the biblical modesty, the respect for sacred symbols, the consistency on fighting degeneracy? Former insider here, this doesn't align with what TPUSA preaches. Video is real, unedited from the event I was at. Judge for yourself. Thoughts, TPUSA. I could give you some thoughts from outside TPUSA. Next time, once you capture the girl in the flute glass, you need to pan down and just look at who's thirsty. You know, we need to look at who's thirsty. It's like when I watch the game, I'm most interested in the losing fan. That's what you needed to get more audience shots in that. But that was well done.
Wrong. Sorry for that, mate. But Charlie, what do you say?
Wrong. Man, TPUSA whistleblowers just coming forward like Mark Robinson. They all coming out the woodwork now. It's no wonder Arkansas broke ranks. Oh yeah, we noticed.
Turning Point USA chapter at the University of Arkansas announcing it is rebranding and disaffiliating with the national group. The chapter's president said in a statement posted on social media, the executive board had become concerned with the direction of the national group. Says the chapter will now be rebranding to Young American Revival, focusing on advocating for Christian conservative values. Comes a week after Turning Point's CEO, Erica Kirk, paid a visit to Arkansas. Governor Sanders signed a proclamation endorsing TPUSA chapters in schools statewide.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that Turning Point USA is not as Christian and as conservative as people, even students, want to be. And this is during a student's, well, let's say discovery phase. So if you can't, it's so fantastic. Druski has drawn a light to this certain subject, this certain topic, and conservative women, and conservatism's lack of modesty, lack of tact, lack of Christian values. It is funny. It is funny how they are, how shall I say, making a mockery of themselves. They're making an absolute mockery of themselves lately, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death. I think that has brought that to the fore all of a sudden, and now we are in a place where Druski is the problem. Druski seems to be the trouble. It's not Turning Point USA. It's not Erica Kirk. It's not the lack of Christian values within the Republican Party and their affiliates and their colleagues and their partners, such as Turning Point USA. It's Druski. Druski's the one who held the mirror up to them. They didn't know how they look, but it's Druski's problem for holding up the mirror. Let's continue.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me they disaffiliated immediately after meeting with Erica Kirk and Sarah Huckabee Sanders? I mean, I would too. I would too. I would. I'll be honest. Take the Arkansas off there, because you don't want nothing to do with Sarah Huckabee Sanders neither. Take the Arkansas off there.
He's right, you know.
Sanders hosts Turning Point USA's Erica Kirk at Mansion signs Club America proclamation. The program is known as Club America, and it encourages students to build networks, spearhead initiatives, and register to vote. For who? For who?
We know who. It seems that Club America is basically a funnel for students to become part of the Republican Party. Same as Turning Point USA and their affiliates, ladies and gentlemen. There's no hiding place for them. But again, for a student body to turn away from Turning Point USA because they did not instill or they weren't Christian enough it's Druski's problem, ladies and gentlemen. It's Druski's problem. He did this to everyone affiliated to Turning Point USA. He did this. When he impersonated Erica Kirk and holding up the mirror, that was his fault. He should have told them how ugly and how debaucherous they became. And quite simply, he became the outcast. He became the, how should I say, sacrificial lamb, as it were. Because you shouldn't do it after Charlie Kirk's death, even though, let's say this, so many affiliates of Turning Point, including Club America, have turned their backs on Charlie Kirk. Even their satellites, groups in conservative states such as Arkansas, they've turned their back on, Turning Point USA because it seems that Ms. Sanders and Ms. Kirk don't extol the virtues of Christianity, which is a shame. But it's Druski's to blame. Druski is indeed to blame. Let's go.
Register to vote for who? Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You're always slick.
Wake the hell up!
Governor Sanders and Erica Kirk both advocated for the program, with Kirk stating this is one step closer to her husband's dream of having a Club America in every school. And how did that go?
A few moments later.
4 people charged following clash at governor's mansion protest. Arkansas State Police have confirmed the charges of 4 people who were arrested after a fight broke out at a protest at the governor's mansion. The fight broke out after Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Turning Point USA chairwoman Erica Kirk held a press conference.
Sarah Sanders, it is Sarah Sanders. Let's go.
In the building, videos taken by bystanders appear to show protesters clashing with people as they left the governor's mansion.
Get the f*** out of here. Get the f*** out of here. Just get the f*** out. Hey, you. Right there.
It seems to be they're engaging in some Christian activities, guys. Thanks to Druski. It seems that Druski is engaging in Christian activities. It seems that these guys are falling away from the light due to Druski, and the cops are here to arrest him. Yeah, that is the least I could say. But let's delve into this further.
Right there. Right there. You swung. I got it. Hey, hey.
Now, are we sure these were protesters that was engaged in the fracas? Because if I was there and you're minding my own business and you presented me Erica Kirk, I would probably tear out of there, and I might make physical contact with anybody that stands in between me and freedom from that. You know what I mean? I come on, let's be real about this. No, this the same event that gave us that good AI teaching tape.
We are here to welcome one of the conservative movement's most talented, most outspoken, and most faithful leaders, Erica Kirk, to our great state. We're so proud to have her, and we're so proud of the incredible work that she is doing to help encourage students across the country to engage and join Club America, which we're launching here in Arkansas, and we're just honored to have you.
Thank you. God bless you. We're so grateful, and thank you for honoring Charlie and his legacy and his mission to have a Club America on every high school chapter across the country. So God bless you guys, and thank you.
That's also a good artifact for the Nepotism Hall of Fame.
Do mention in the comments if that appearance she had with Sarah Sanders in Arkansas. If Druski nailed it. Do tell me if Druski did nail it with that impersonation. I think he did a masterful job, quite simply. Yeah, still got that mirror. He still got that mirror. Let's go.
Nepotism Hall of Fame gonna have a wing just dedicated to this event where Sarah Huckabee Sanders brought in Erica Kirk. They gonna build, instead of a Trump library, they're not gonna have a Trump library when he leave office, because ain't no reason for that. They just gonna build a Nepotism Hall of Fame. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Did you guys see the latest Erica news? I'm actually in disbelief, but I shouldn't be surprised.
President Donald Trump appointed Erica Kirk to the United States Air Force Academy Board of Visitors. The board makes recommendations to the Secretary of Defense and the President. Kirk is listed as an appointee on the board's website. The 16-member board reviews morale, discipline, curriculum, equipment, and finances, among other matters. Erica Kirk will serve at least 3 years or until a successor is chosen.
Erica Kirk, U.S. Air Force Academy, Board of Visitors. Let that sink in just for a second. This should prove to everyone that this girl has been in all of this way longer than we were told. You cannot tell me that she was just a podcaster's wife and just Miss Arizona. There's no way that a Miss Arizona gets a seat on the board of a military academy unless if she was working behind closed doors. Very, very closed doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was part of the research for Druski's role. He had to gather from many different, many different areas of research, including her very non-public appointment to the Board of Visitors for whatever that was, the U.S. Navy or something. But anyways, I think that formed part of the character of Druski going into this role. I think that because he had to nail it, he had to nail the character, so he had to make sure that his face not only reflected his interaction with Sarah Sanders, but also this appointment, this secret appointment to this Board of Visitors for the military. I don't know what section of the military it was indeed, but again, seriously, but it was behind closed doors. But Druski was there. Just know Druski was there. He nailed the role.
This just shows us that Erica and Donald are closer than we ever imagined. So the CEO of TPUSA is now going to oversee the Air Force's curriculum and morale.
Okay, so there it goes. It's the Air Force Board of Visitors. Air Force Board of Visitors. My apologies, I didn't get it earlier. But it's the Air Force's Board of Visitors curriculum. She's to oversee part of the board that oversees curriculum and morale. For a lady who was the wife of a podcaster, that and the former Miss Arizona, that is one hell of a gig. But again, Druski needed to know this, get this right, so that he nailed the role. He nailed it. Shout out to Druski for that. Let's go.
Erica's been groomed for this specific type of power from day one.
And now let's see how that's all working out for Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
I'm so proud to stand before you as the president of the Young Democrats of Arkansas, the largest youth-led civic organization in the state. Today, Governor Sanders has flown in Erica Kirk to announce an abuse of her state power. They will attempt to force ideological.
Oh, if you don't know who Sarah Huckabee Sanders is, she is the daughter of John Huckabee, who was a well-known congressman for many, many years, and from Arkansas, and again, a conservative, a conservative man of God. A Republican, died in the wolf for many, many years. Now, again, I would say he's a more balanced Republican, but again, he can go off the deep end. But again, if nepotism and name recognition were anything to ride on, Sarah Huckabee Sanders did it. His daughter. Let's go.
Partisan political clubs into public high schools and universities across the state. Let's be clear. What she's doing is wrong. We respect the rights of students to organize regardless what political party they're organizing for. When someone uses their state power and resources, however, to try and unfairly influence our students, we will stand up, speak out loudly about that overreach.
Now, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, did you mismanage this to such a degree as to get young people on the left and the right in your state to drag you over this? Is that how bad it is? Huh? How'd she even get elected? I told you. You want to see her plaque in the Hall of Fame?
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There is Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and there's her father, John Huckabee. Her father, yes. It's called name recognition. It's called nepotism. One was a congressperson. The other person, indeed, I don't know if he was a governor as well. You'd have to name me down in the comments if indeed that he was. If he was the governor of the state of Arkansas, the great state of Arkansas. But there's the daughter right there. She was once the Speaker of the House during Trump's first term, if you didn't know. Yeah, the nepotism runs deep. Let's continue.
An Arkansas college chapter of the late Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA abruptly cut ties with the conservative organization less than a week after Erica Kirk visited the state. The University of Arkansas's TPUSA chapter released a statement disavowing the organization and its use of Charlie Kirk's name since he was fatally shot at a campus event in Utah on September 10th. Quote, "We have many grievances with Turning Point USA, but I will share only one," wrote Dino Fanagrossi, the former chapter president at UA. "We are generally put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by TPUSA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulative. Charlie Kirk cannot speak for himself anymore, and we do not recognize the way others have attempted to speak for him."
So you mean to tell me, in viewing this, that, let's see, somebody else is calling out Erica Kirk for using Charlie Kirk's name and trying to, aggrandize herself, aggrandize her authority, aggrandize her, how should I say, influence on young people? Is that what we're doing here? Let me see. We generally are put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by TPUSA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulative. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so somebody else is calling out the fact that that Erica Kirk can be manipulative and disingenuous. But let it be, again, let it be Druski. Let him hold up the mirror, and he's the bad guy. Make that make sense. Let's continue.
Now, what I find so fascinating about this is the fact that there have been so many claims at disrespecting Charlie Kirk and disrespecting Charlie Kirk's memory, but none of them, at least till now, have flagged people using his name and what he would have wanted in the service of their own manipulation. Because that would probably be number one, right? That would probably be like at the forefront. That would probably be at the forefront of people disrespecting Charlie. No. We can say what he would have wanted. We can say what he would have thought to service our own aims. But don't you disrespect what nothing he actually said. And also, chief among them is, as we know, the whole idea behind Charlie Kirk being as how he was an arbiter of free speech, right? He used to just go on campuses and he just wanted to engage in debate. Well, interestingly enough, this post originally on Instagram has been deleted. I find that fascinating. It's almost like they not really here for debate. You know, it's almost like they not here for like a real honest exchange of ideas. You know, I tell you, like I told my mama when I was little, like I feel like you don't respect me as an equal. You know what I mean? I feel like this ain't really a give and take kind of thing. Is not.
Indeed. Listen, you're on a roll here, but I just got a comment here from Lana. You're saying that Mr. Huckabee was a governor, previous president nominated candidate, and diplomat? Governor of what? Might I ask you, Lana BK? I would suspect the great state of Arkansas. Same. I would say the same state of one William Jefferson Clinton. I don't think I didn't remember that. The 43rd president of the United States. No, 42nd. He was the 42nd president of the United States. That's right. Because the 43rd was Bush Jr. and then the 44th was, of course, Barack Obama. So yes, he was the 42nd president of the United States. But do give me a bit of just give me a bit of clarification. If for John Huckabee, yep, thank you very much. He was indeed the governor of the great state of Arkansas, and now his daughter, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, is the governor of the great state of Arkansas. But again, name recognition is everything in the business of politics. But remember, it's Druski who's the problem, not Sarah Huckabee Sanders, not the nepotism that she conveyed while Speaker of the House, press secretary in the White House during Donald Trump's first term. And that's right, governor from 96 to 07. Thank you very much. That's John Huckabee. He was the governor of Arkansas, the great state of Arkansas, from 96 to 07. I believe during part of the Clinton years. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. They did overlap. But now his daughter is. But remember, you can't say that. But what you can say is Druski's the problem. Let's continue.
What is it? That's the Charlie Kirk discourse. That's the Charlie Kirk discourse. Now, it's about this time I should probably just make my stance pretty clear when it comes.
Yeah, nipple baby, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right there, Lana BK. She is one of the many nipple babies we have in American society. Let's continue.
To Erica Kirk. I didn't come out the gate with any feelings about Erica Kirk, and I definitely wasn't checking for her reaction to Charlie's death. Like that's not what I'm here for at all. I did not seek out Erica Kirk as the happiest person alive or stage 6 of grief, tossing merch.
5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Although I will be honest, the AI Erica Kirk virtual assistant was a bit much. That was a bit far.
Erica, my life is falling apart.
Maybe you should go on an aloe shopping spree. Or honestly, just take out your husband.
Take out my husband?
Yeah, and take over his company if you can.
Yeah, it seems that you can't call that out, or else you're the problem. So much of a problem we'll see a little later that you can be a part of illegal action. Yeah. You see, Erica Kirk is now a sacred cow, of which you can. She is beyond reproach. She is beyond criticism. She is outside of the First Amendment. She's just literally outside of the First Amendment because she literally, can't be criticized. She's a public figure, but she can't be criticized, ladies and gentlemen. Even if she inherited a whole organization that was grown by her husband, and yet, clearly was grieving after his death with fireworks and throwing out caps and smiling and whatever you need to do. Yeah, I mean, listen, let's just call a spade a spade. Erica Kirk is one of the first exemptions from the First Amendment. I think we're starting to get there. I think we're starting to build a case here. So let's watch out for this. And I think this is clear that that we need to be aware of this, including Druski, for which he will pay dearly. Let's continue.
And yes, I do cede that on some level, Erica Kirk did unite Democrats and Republicans in this country.
You know, very rarely are there topics that Republicans and Democrats can agree on, but one that no one's arguing about is the fact that Erica Kirk is super weird, and the way she's behaving is very icky, as the kids say. I mean, I was in a comment section on Facebook, and my liberal friend who moved to Portland and my Republican friend who moved to Idaho were in the same comment section being like, yeah, what's up with that chick? Something's off. So thank you, Erica Kirk, for uniting the country again.
I didn't come out of the gate with any feelings about her, and I definitely wasn't predisposed to flagging her reaction to such a traumatic event, as I would offer your average person a certain amount of grace in how they respond to something like that. Now, given the fact that she was Charlie Kirk's wife and he has very well documented feelings about me and my kind, I probably wasn't going to be purchasing any of the merch or anything like that. Like, given that you chose as your partner the person who said that about me and mine, I probably wasn't really going to rock with you. But then after the fact, when you don't disavow any of those things and you keep the party going, well, now we got a problem.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever.
Okay, see, remember, guys, we need to keep this clear. Is she talking about white men or white male men? And remember, Druzi did a lot of research. He may or may not have taken this into account on his skit, and we have to keep that aware that this she being a public figure. Remember, she is the executive director of Turning Point USA now. So she is a public figure. She is part of the board of Air Force, the board of visitors. But she is not a public figure. Remember that. Druski failed to remember that. He did his research way too well, and she is not a public figure. She's not. She's just not. That mirror is a bit cloudy. It was. How should I say? I think it was wiped too well or wiped not too well. I think it was wiped not too well. And, I mean, a lot of these things needed to take into account before he ever participated in political satire. Ever did. He needs, yeah. Remember, it's either male men either white male men or white men. I don't know which one it is. But again, they're two very, very important demographics. Let's continue.
Never let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there. Strong men who are convicted, that will be good leaders, good husbands, good fathers like mine. We need that. And young women, we need you to also rise up. Don't compromise yourself. Don't look at other women and compare yourself. God has created you for a purpose and a reason far greater than you and I will ever know on this side of heaven. But just know that as long as you're a part of Turning Point USA, you have us by your side, and we will be there for you every step of the way.
And then you add on top of that, speaking of what Charlie Kirk would have wanted, the whole idea of her taking over Turning Point USA, which as is her right, but not acknowledging the blatant hypocrisy and the fact that the man literally traipsed around the country and told women to have babies and find a partner. Like, you want to be a girl boss, but take that right away from every other young woman that you see. And that's the same energy and smoke I have for all of the women on the right wing that usher in this version of Christian nationalism, rolling the tape back decades on women's freedoms while you collect a check for greasing the skids. Oh yeah, I will have a problem with that.
No. Hell no.
And then there's the part where you took over the organization by virtue of being Charlie Kirk's wife and uplifted by an administration that told us we were all DEI. That's right. We had too much melanin and not enough red hat to earn our way to any position of prominence in America. But by all means, she could take over Turning Point USA and growing.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's call a spade a spade. It seems the likes of Sarah Huckabee Sanders and her friend Erica Kirk rose to prominence in their positions through, well, how did Nana BK describe it? Being nipple babies. But, okay, DEI, maybe one thing, but this is another, so I leave it to you to decide if it's hypocritical. You know what I mean? It's it's a dozen on one end, it's a dozen on one end and 12 on the other. You know what I'm saying? It's it does give you pause. I'll say that. It does give you pause. It does give you a bit of it makes you think if indeed where there are rules for some, there are rules for others. And if it's not two sides of the same coin. Let's continue.
You don't find that suspicious?
Air Force Academy prepares ideological overhaul with Erica Kirk bringing bold Christian faith. Well, she must have did a whole lot of reading and studying of Charlie in order to really be able to push his legacy forward. Breaking. Do I hear this right? Erica Kirk admits she hasn't even read Charlie Kirk's book that he supposedly wrote, Pushing Shabbat, yet went on a massive book tour promoting it. Aside from that, she's just a terrible, terrible public speaker.
The last few chapters, and it's not because of timing, it's just because my heart's not there yet. Because once, there's only so many firsts you get in your life. And there's going to be the first and last time that I read that book for the first time, and so I'm really just trying to put my time on that. But it's a...
Interesting. Again, more research for Druski. The fact that she has not read her widow, where her husband her past husband's book. She's taken her time to do it. But again, she has a lot of commitments, including being the board of visitors at the Air Force Academy, and also being executive vice president of Turning Point USA, and also just being just such a swell gal to the likes of Donald Trump and Sarah Huckabee Sanders and the like. It's amazing. It's amazing how we get ourselves here, and how Erica's pushed through through all the sad times and tidings and it's a shame that she has this mirror placed upon her that shows her true self. And that Druski has taken that mirror, replicated it onto her, and she sees something wrong with it. Again, Druski, tisk tisk. You can't do that, man. You're playing dirty pool. You're playing dirty pool. I don't know who else is, but you're definitely playing dirty pool.
It's a beautiful book that talks about the importance of being able to just silence the noise for a little bit and focus on what's important and eternal and true, and spend time with your family. And it's just, again, his last parting words. He could have written a book on finance, like he could have done anything, but instead he literally is trying to remind us that keep holy the Sabbath. But not only that, like, understand deeply why you're here and how important your life is.
You know what she needs? She needs Barry Weiss. She needs Barry. If she with Barry Weiss, she sound way better. Literally anybody. If anybody's with Barry Weiss, they sound way better. You should put her at the head of a news organization. Yeah, people whose job it is to spread information. With Barry Weiss, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, everything I've outlined so far would just put her in a position whereby my antenna are all the way up, and I certainly wouldn't consider myself a fan. I would be a light op. I would be a light op if that were the case up to this point. But where you really got me messed up is the organized defense of Erica Kirk. That's where you really got me messed up. We've seen all of the tweets and the posts using the same language to attack anybody that dares challenge her qualifications to take over an organization, taking in hundreds of millions of dollars in donation. Yeah, meritless, but we can't qualify for nothing, though. We be DEI just for living. But don't you challenge Erica Kirk, though.
All you people care about is readers and making money off of her. She's a human!
Oh, Meghan McCain, for the love of God, leave Erica Kirk alone. She's experienced enough pain for several lifetimes already. Well, see, here's the thing. People experience that pain regularly, and they don't get any of that grace. And those are people that don't get any of that money or status either. But I could understand why you would come out on that side of the coin, Meghan McCain. Did you get your plaque yet? Did they contact you for Hall of Fame yet? Hit Trump.
Oh, listen. If you didn't know who Meghan McCain is, Meghan McCain is the daughter of John McCain, former senator, former senator, and also presidential candidate. Who, again, Meghan McCain has garnered herself a quite magnificent political career through name recognition, and also a place on The View for a few years there, simply because of the name McCain. So, yeah, Druski, you gotta pay for that. You just gotta pay for that.
Well, he got you. Yeah, he got you.
I love the poorly educated.
And Matt Walsh has been as reliable a defender as could exist. Here he is talking about this is a good example of how defamation works in the modern age and why it's not as simple as just sue them. The person in this recording is absolutely not Erica. It couldn't even be Erica because she was like 16, and yet this account, amplified by bigger accounts, has made this claim recklessly and with malicious disregard for the truth. That's interesting. So we want to crash out in defense of Erica Kirk and claims made recklessly and without regard of the truth. Is that what Fox News did when they ran the segment from a previous transfer because of all the blowback from Trump not wearing a hat in front of a deceased soldier? Was that a reckless disregard? Is that what that was? How about when Pete Hegseth posted the clip to defend the Iran war of a soldier that was years old who had already gotten booted from the military? Was that a reckless disregard? Was that a reckless disregard? Oh, this was new. Kash Patel talking about leadership matters, talking about a decrease in crime statistics, ending with Biden. Was that a reckless disregard?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move this a little quick and forward here.
That is not how that works. You gonna learn today. Here goes Candace. This is a must read about Erica Kirk. Every single word of this is accurate, and there's not enough money in.
Yeah, we had to move this forward. Shout out to my man Reese Waters. We had to move this forward to a point where one of the great ladies of conservatism, especially in the United States, had to enter into proceedings. That is the one and only Candace Owens. As you can see here, she had something to say. This is a must-read about Erica Kirk. Every single word of this is accurate, and there is not enough money in the world that can force us to deny our human instincts. Let me see. I'm going to be blunt. I've reached a point where I find Erica Kirk deeply disturbing, not only because of rumors and gossip, but because of consistent, observable patterns of behavior. To be clear, everything I say in this post is my opinion. I'm not claiming to be a victim. I'm not claiming this is a fact. And so on and so forth. So it seems that many people see this victim mindset of an Erica Kirk may not be exactly genuine. But Druski's the problem. Druski is the one who literally did his research, participated in political sarcasm, and now is the trouble with politics today. Let's continue.
In the world that can force us to deny our basic human instincts. Kind of like the instinct that says, if you lie to me about this, then you might be lying to me about that. And Turning Point USA hasn't been able to be 100 about anything.
He also always did have trust with the president, and he would look for the bright side of things. And he was an American patriot, so he would pray for our success once that began. And I just want to say that to offer perspective on how I think he would have felt about this. And that's not to use Charlie as a shield. That is not to say everything just revolves around him, because he's not with us anymore. But I know all of us are feeling the lack of Charlie in a moment like this, because he was a natural leader of the movement.
Well, I think that's also, like, as soon as all this broke out, you saw that social media immediately went to go find Charlie clips, because he still is, even in death, like the leading voice on a matter like this.
Well, and sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and it makes me upset, though, because for these people that didn't actually know Charlie, like Blake, you said it, in private, he would be not happy with the situation, and he would express his thoughts. You would oftentimes see him talk about it on the show, but then as soon as this would happen, he would have trust in the president. He would try to calm people down, and so it's really irritating for me to see so many people on social media have the opposite reaction, to use his voice to actually cause chaos, to actually cause fear of the situation, to actually cause hatred of President Trump in this whole ordeal, when actually that's not what.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back on.
About Charlie would have wanted this.
Yeah, we're going to be back here on IG in just a bit. The show's not over yet. We're just finishing up the first hour, so do stay with us. do stay with us, and we'll be finishing into the second hour in just a bit. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live on this special show of Druski is the Mirror to the World, and we'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's just get back on the IG trail, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Oh, there we go. As we move into the midnight hour here on Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. The Charlie Kirk saga continues. Druski and Druski being the mirror to the modern world is the show here. Thank you very much for joining me here into the second hour as we continue with Reach Waters. Thank you very much for joining me.
This war in Iran, which they had to go ahead and backtrack. That's just, and you know what? I can tell you this, TPUSA, y'all gonna have to backtrack again because what's this about free speech and y'all shuttering groups off campus? Oh yeah, we saw it.
I really did not want to have to make this video. And in fact, I actually did everything in my power to not have to make this video. But I guess here we are. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Z. I'm a political operative from rural Nevada. And just over a year ago, I started the largest counter organization to Turning Point USA on the left national ground game. Before Charlie Kirk died, we started a college campus tour, which was against his American comeback tour called the Unfuck America Tour. You've probably seen us online and maybe even at your college campus. And our first stop for our spring tour was set to be this Monday at Arizona State University. In the past 48 hours, that has been canceled by the university, which is curious to us because we found out that the event was going to be canceled shortly after our president of our college chapter went to a Turning Point in closed-door meeting at Arizona State University to invite the Turning Point USA students and was faced with Erica Kirk, who just happened to have shown up to campus and just happened to be in that meeting. This is what she said.
I put the kids to bed and I thought to myself, you guys are in our backyard. And I was really frustrated that you guys weren't able to have the counter tabling for the Unfuck America tour, and that really pissed me off.
Shortly after, we received an email saying that our event would be canceled because of us not being within their 14-day rule of applying for a permit, even though we were within that 14-day rule. And also, we have this screenshot right here that says that our event was approved. And then shortly after we found out that we would not be allowed to have our event on the ASU campus, we found out that Turning Point USA would be having Jack Posobiec at their closed-door meeting on Monday, even though that was never planned. I believe at my core, because I have evidence to prove it, that Charlie Kirk never stood for free speech, and neither does Turning Point USA. That is an illusion.
So it seems that Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA have engaged in a bit of censorship, in a bit of a game of lack of free speech. She's engaged in a bit of, how shall I say, authoritativism. Yes. Authoritarianism. There we go. Authoritarianism. Sorry I didn't get those words together. I was just, jumbling in my mind. Authoritarianism for some reason, because free speech wasn't allowed to be used on a campus. Now, again, conservative voices have a voice, and that's totally fine. But so do the other side. But it seems that Erica Kirk is not the totally giving live and let live person that she is all cracked up to be. But remember, Druski is the problem, because Druski did not take into account that this lady was indeed a person who loved authoritarianism, who loved shutting down different types of voices, and it's such a shame that he did not that he failed to incorporate that in his speech, because I'm sure he would have been sued for more. I'm sure he would have been sued for much, much, much more. It was not enough. He didn't go in hard enough. It seems. It seems that this comical take on her person was not true to character, and so, he could have been sued for more. He eased up on her, which was what we failed to take into account. This mirroring didn't tell the whole story. It didn't. Let's continue.
The thing, it doesn't matter whether they stand for free speech or not, because at the end of the day, it is our right to express our freedom of speech on every public university campus across this country. I'm sure the ASU thought that we were just going to take this lying down, but unfortunately for them, there are people that believe in this case and that will represent us. This isn't just an attack against National Ground Game. This is an attack against Democrats all across the country. And conservatives are winning that battle. Here's the thing, we cannot do this on our own. We need you to step up and help us in this fight because we can't take on the Republican establishment all by ourselves. So please go to our website, nationalgroundgame.com, chip in anything you can, sign up to volunteer, and remember to follow me to hopefully America.
Y'all better hope Candace don't see that. Y'all better, and the Arkansas thing, you think she not gonna go in on, y'all, hey, quiet your voice. Here she come. Huh? Nothing. We was talking about the guy who said he scammed MAGA. You know him? What happened in Arkansas?
A Turning Point USA chapter at the University of Arkansas announcing it is rebranding and disaffiliating with the national group. The chapter's president said in a statement posted on social media, the executive board had become concerned with the direction of the national group. Says the chapter will now be rebranding to Young American Revival, focusing on advocating for Christian conservative values. Comes a week after Turning Point's CEO, Erica Kirk, paid a visit to Arkansas. Governor Sanders signed a proclamation endorsing TPUSA chapters in schools statewide.
So this is fantastic news. It's great news. But beyond that, you should know that this was a unanimous decision. Everyone on the board agreed that they wanted to move away from Turning Point USA. Dino, he's not just a person that just signed up and is causing some drama. He's been there for 5 years. And incredibly, he would very much know, and I'm going to guess it's going to be him understanding how Charlie was pulling away on the topic of Israel, because Dino Fontegrassi in July was a part of that sit down that Charlie did where he discussed Israel and Gaza. He sort of just set it up with a bunch of students and tried to get their opinion to show donors, like, you can't treat these kids like this. It's the direction, the direction of wind, it's just changing.
How many of you guys think when a lawmaker and a man I respect like Ted Cruz uses the Bible to justify aid to Israel, doesn't even know the verse, do you guys think that's like not the best way to approach this? Raise your hand.
I find prophecy as policy generally to be theologically problematic. I mean, there's plenty of things that the Bible says that have been done throughout parts of history that certainly a nation state doing today we would see as a bit of a problem.
Okay, we're going to end up there with that because that takes us into a whole different tangent. I want to get back on topic here. It seems to me, yes, indeed. Yes. Let me go here. Yes. And I'm going to leave it to the one and only. Let me see. Is it here? Or I may have to do this myself. Hold on a second. Yes. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do an audible. I'm doing an Omaha. And that involves the one and only Erica Kirk reacting to Druski here. It seems. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, indeed. Now, again, this is more of an extended version of it. We're gonna pricey it down here with this here and her reaction to things. Actually, we're gonna go here. Bang. We'll go here.
All right, you guys. Happy Thursday. We've got a lot going on today. We're gonna go back very briefly to Fort Huachuca. That's fun. Some fort, as Andrew Colvett infamously said, couldn't have been more obvious. Flash Owens. The problem when you are
shout out to Candace Owens doing wonderful things in YouTube streams. We had to do an audible. We had to do an Omaha, ladies and gentlemen, because we want to get the person I think who was very much attached to Charlie Kirk, and that was Candace Owens outside of Erica Kirk herself. Let's face facts. And that was Candace Owens, and see what her take was on this Druski issue. But shout outs to Reese Waters. Doing wonderful things in YouTube streams. Do like and subscribe to Reese Waters, and he's doing fantastic work. And he just showed us the sort of mirror. What was looking back at Erica Kirk whenever she looked in the mirror, including that wonderful sarcastic movement, or potentially off-putting an off-putting movement that was movement and skit that was a take on conservative women. But the ultimate conservative woman right now is Candace Owens. So let's hear what she had to say about the skit itself.
Like guilty of something and you're lying, and when you're planning something, is that you always plan things too perfectly, right? It's too perfect. It doesn't account for humanity. That was what I initially started recognizing was wrong with Erica and her responses. It's so perfect. She just found the courage to forgive someone who hadn't even pled guilty, hadn't even entered in a plea of guilty, but she forgave him. Didn't want to hear anything he had to say. I forgave him. It's over. That's so perfect. She gets to the hospital, and what's the story they tell? Well, she just took a page out of Jackie Kennedy's book when Jackie Kennedy didn't take off her blood-soaked outfit, and she said she wanted people to see what they did to her husband. That's exactly almost verbatim what Erica said, that she said when she got to the hospital, right? I want to see what they did to my husband. It's like they planned for everything to be so profound, right? So profound. And guess what? That's not how human beings operate. You're a mess, right? We're sloppy, we're messy. You're angry. They forgot to account for real human emotions when they planned what feels like an AI response. They forgot that they shouldn't be like joyful at a memorial, geofencing people. Maybe not now, right? Hey, maybe not doing the Zoom call a couple of days after. Maybe not New York. I don't think a widow would do that. People recognize all across the world that something's not right with Erica Kirk. And your best guess, if you were, just trying to extend the most rope to her, you would say, maybe she didn't love him. Maybe she just didn't love him. She didn't even like the guy. They're fighting in the end, and that's why she's just like, okay, whatever, I don't care. We were on the rocks or something like that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, even the likes of Candace Owens, a great friend of Charlie Kirk, one of his closest friends, even she doubts the grief, the pathos, the sorrow bestowed upon Erica Kirk's face whenever she's out in public. It seems that she has, she sees this more of a release than grief. She sees this more of a time to move on than a time to mourn. And it is, I think for most people, it's very evident that in that case, we showed that here live on Talk Live. But I want to get to Candace's story on things, and she puts it so well. However, it seems that when a mirror is held up to her of how she grieves, well, there's a problem with that. There's a definite problem with that, and it's such a shame that we had to bring things to this level. But if Druski can see it and Candace Owens can see it, do you see it? I see it. I think most people see it, and it is such a shame that Druski has this knack, this absolute gift of showing the world how people react, and so much so that that Erica Kirk took drastic action. But let's see what Candace Owens, what more she has to say on this subject, because again, she's not done.
But even if you were a friend of his, you'd be reacting differently. Everything's wrong. And that is why comedians have picked it up. Comedians like Tim Dillon, comedians like Joe Rogan, and like Druski, who has dropped an absolute viral video kind of mocking more broadly conservative women. And sort of, I kind of picked up on it this year too, so I'm going to back them up here. But this sort of Christian.
Wait a second. Did you hear that? Did you not hear that? Hold on, just 1 second. She just said those mere words that really is the cosigner of them all here. Let's continue.
Broadly conservative women, and sort of, I kind of picked up on it this year too, so I'm going to back them up here.
She backed him up. It seems that the likes of Candace Owens, one of the foremost voices in the conservative woman space. Now, again, she's not a white conservative face, so again, but she seems to. She gets it. She does get it. She gets it. She gets it up here. Let's continue.
But this sort of Christian grift, but it doesn't really feel like Christianity that we're looking at. Anyway, let me not do him. It would be a total lack of justice for me to try to explain to you the video. I'm sure you've seen it. It's been everywhere. Here is Druski mocking conservative women, namely Erica.
Okay, let's get a reaction of Candace Owens.
Get on your feet, boy!
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
Again, watch Candace Owens' reaction here, guys.
And
It is gold.
You've grown closer to Jesus.
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible. We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America.
So good.
Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes. Because they are the ones who matter most.
It's that Candace Owens took a liking to that video. She saw the mirror and saw comedic talent. She saw the mirror and she saw a bit of herself. Quite simply. But she didn't take it too seriously. It seems that anyway. I mean, I don't know what to take of it. I mean, I don't know how she mourns. I don't know how she laughs. I don't know how she thinks. I don't know how she, takes to different types of movements on campuses. I don't know what any of these things. But one thing's for sure: Druski's the problem. Druski is the mirror that we don't need to see. And quite simply, if you can please take the Nepo baby's word for it, the world will be a better place. It would be so much of a better place. Let's continue.
Okay, that black guy didn't say a single word, and so just takes away the entire scene. Just perfect faces that he's making behind him. This is how everybody's feeling. Everybody, for the first time, it's not left to right. It's like everyone's united in feeling this. It feels fake. It feels wrong. Tim Dillon called it out early. It feels like they just want our money, and they're just going to keep saying the Lord and God and God and the Lord, so we can't question things, because it would just be, oh my God, it would be demonic, as they always say. It's demonic. It's evil. How dare you question a grieving widow? Like they are trying to use this idea of Christianity as a shield. And I was hinting on that again, removing Erica Kirk from the scenario. I was noticing all of these women that make videos. They're just catty. They're just influencers, but they try to find a Bible verse. It's like, I'm not actually catty. This is the Bible verse, and I can tell you why I don't. Yeah, I'm not. It's not that I dislike this person. I'm just objectively telling you why you should dislike this person. But I'm using a Bible verse. Stop doing that. Just stop doing that.
Seems that Candace Owens Yeah, she understands. She gets it. She gets the grip. She gets the nepotism. She gets the fact that these women who supposedly holier than thou and without sin hide behind hide their sins behind the Bible, but don't comment on it because things can happen to you. It seems that the likes of Erica Kirk use the Bible, use Turning Point, use USA as a sword and as a shield. As you see, it was a sword in terms of getting, more progressive groups off of campuses, and yet it's a shield in the fact that they can't be criticized. They can't be. They can't be used in sarcastic humor. They cannot be used in political discourse. They are holier than thou. They are above reproach in the midst of Charlie Kirk, as so eloquently pointed to by Reese Waters. And as you can see, Reese Waters comes from a progressive background, and even Candace Owens comes from a conservative background. But so you know what? He has united the world outside of the chosen few who are, Charlie Kirk / Turning Point USA devotees. But anyways, Druski's uniting the world in their take on what Erica Kirk really is. Conservatives, progressives, they all think that Erica Kirk is a bit of a... She's disingenuous? The mirror's been held up to her, just like the mirror was held up to mega churches and preachers of the mega church, just like the mirror is held up to quote unquote Southern men at race car junkets, especially NASCAR junkets that turn left lead. He's just on such a proverbial roll right now. And he is not out there calling out just, social sacred cows such as Erica Kirk, sacred cows such as white men at NASCAR, sacred cows such as mega church preachers. He's calling out debauchery within the black community. He's an equal opportunity mirror holder. But certain sacred cows cannot be messed with, including the likes of an Erica Kirk. But Kansas sees through that, and to her, I doff my cap. Let's continue.
Inauthentic, and people are seeing this for what it is. And I'm glad that this has gone absolutely viral. And some of the responses have been amazing. First and foremost, Grok, who apparently didn't wear his glasses today, and he accidentally... Someone said, Grok, who is this? And Grok replied and said, that's Erica Kirk. The actress and comedian starring in Druski's satirical skit. So he thinks Erica Kirk starred in the skit, which is hilarious. So very, very funny.
Well, again, Grok is, being sarcastic. Okay.
And then you can, of course, expect all of the Israel firsters who have been defending her, which has been very weird. Immediately that the Israel firsters are defending her. Another clue, another data point. They were going to be upset. Ted Cruz tweeted that this was beneath contempt. Whenever you are describing a comedian as beneath contempt, you're probably losing. Yeah, it's funny. It's objectively funny. And
you're on the side of Ted Cruz. Basically, yeah, you're outside the culture. You're outside you're outside the dominant culture here. You're a bit listen, Ted Cruz is I don't know how he gets elected every year, but he's certainly not exactly the paragon of virtue, if you know what I mean. Let's continue.
And I have always had this stance, by the way. But the pettiest person who came in, person who was most upset by this, is Andrew Colvett. Look what Andrew Colvett commented. Now do conservative black women. Guys, I think he's referring to me. I don't know, but I feel like he is referring to me. Druski, you have my permission. If you want to do a skit about me, that works. Andrew, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Now do conservative black women. What are you talking about? I've been made fun of by the left since I started my career. Like, I've been on Saturday Night Live. They made fun of me. Dave Chappelle did a skit about me. My response was, this is funny. It's cool. It's legendary that Dave Chappelle knows my name. You want to know why you're mad? Because you're guilty. Your conscience is bothering you. You're angry that you have so much money. You guys have so much money, so much influence, so much power to the White House. You can get Scott Bessent to issue a letter and say Turning Point is in great financial standing. Imagine having that much power, but actually no influence. That many resources, but that spend it on these influencers. Everyone can see it's inorganic because we're all feeling the same about Erica Kirk. He's big mad because he's getting exposed and the walls are closing in. That's my opinion. And one area of interest, by the way, which I want you guys to pay attention to because I think this could be something, and I'll briefly run you through it, but obviously Fort Huachuca, like I said at the top, it was very obvious that this was a trigger. Andrew was feeding information to like obscure podcasters, trying to get them to attack us over Fort Huachuca, as opposed to them being like interested. Again, they keep forgetting how they're supposed to act. Like, you should reach out to me and be like, hey, I saw your podcast, Candace. They think they saw Brian Harpole? That's crazy. Can you just like connect me so I can see if he was there? No, they're like, attack her. They're all crazy. Some fort, said Andrew.
Okay, well, listen, we're just getting off topic there, but even Candace Owens would like Druski to do a bit of a deep dive on her, on black conservative women. Even she said it was fun. Even she saw the humor in it. She saw the humor in anyone who took a satirical take on herself, because she could see the humor. She is part of the she's part of the in crowd. She's part of the culture. She understands that being a public figure means having a mirror hold up against you, and for you to either laugh at yourself or to think about what you've done in the past. That's why I got to give Candace Owens a lot of credit here, because she could have easily gone down the road of, many conservative figures, including, take your pick. Take your pick of any of these conservatives these days, especially allies of Turning Point USA. But she didn't. She didn't. She understands that part of being a public figure is having people taking strips off you. But that is somebody who clearly is not so unhinged as to not see the forest for the trees. But again, Erica Kirk is a totally different animal here. But again, let's move on from Candace Owens. Thank you to Candace Owens, doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. And like and subscribe to her. She's got 5.95 million subscribers. This girl is on a super roll, and for that, take it for it as you will. You may like her, you may not dislike Candace Owens, but she is doing fantastic work. But let's see if we can sum this up and bring this to the next level. Because again, it seems that Erica Kirk can't take a joke. Can't take a joke. Can't seem to see herself as a public figure, even though she is the executive director of Turning Point USA, even though she is on the board of directors of the Air Force, board of visitors at the Air Force Academy, even though she is has a direct line to Donald Trump. But we get this.
Erica Kirk has responded to Druski's impersonation, and Druski is set to face legal action. In Druski's latest video, he recreated Erica Kirk almost exactly. The all-white outfit, the entrance holding fireworks, the signature double take, the half-crying, half-smiling expression, the exaggerated gestures, and the slightly awkward speaking rhythm. As soon as the video was released, the first reaction from netizens was, "It's too similar." But Erica Kirk clearly doesn't see it that way. In her response, she explicitly stated that the video has crossed the line of humor, and she will take legal action on grounds including malicious exploitation of her personal image and potential defamation. Some argue that comedy inherently involves exaggeration and mimicry, and that Druski is simply doing what he's always done. Others point out that when an imitation is so precise that it reinforces a public stereotype of a person, it ceases to be a joke and becomes harmful. What are your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I got into a fight all of a sudden there. Yeah, this YouTube, man, I tell you what, you can't stop something unless you stop something real quick. It is a problem. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have to deal with. It seems that Erica Kirk wants to, well, she wants to start legal action against the likes of Druski. But as stated, and as was stated here by academics, DJ academics, she has no case. She literally has no case. Let's just hear a bit from the likes of DJ academics, who was in a bit of a legal hot water himself. But we're not going to go into that. Let's get into what DJ Academics says here through King Academics, doing wonderful things YouTube street. Do like and subscribe to King Academics. Just hit 1 million subscribers. Let's go. Oh, he's typing right now. Let's move on.
Okay. So that's what he said. If you're wondering why he's saying that, he's saying that because Druski dropped a comedy skit that's seeming to make some type of comedy or parody in regards to Erica Kirk. Now, I want to show you kind of what's being mocked. Erica Kirk on the...
move on.
Nothing could have been done.
Okay. Now, did y'all see this? Erica Kirk firework.
See, it was just a coincidence.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all.
Ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous.
Something that would be constituted on
there we go.
Many different regions or even federally as something that would be a slap lawsuit, which means you're trying to prevent Druski from expressing himself. So the lawsuit would be to tie down the criminal justice system, and I think he would get paid for any amount of money he spent on this case. This is classic open and shut. Now, granted, it feels like Trump is saying just file a lawsuit anyway, just to kind of like get this guy to back up and probably warn other people. But I don't think it would be successful regardless. It wouldn't be successful. So that, shout out to Druski. One thing I think Druski does well white characters that we kind of already have in our head, like the hillbilly, the fucking skinhead, the fucking, white guy who thinks he's black. All of those people I think he does well. I think some people in that conservative community or that white community, they're starting to feel like, well, they don't really get it. Druski's rage baiting y'all for interaction. Everybody that's in the culture or the community that he probably cares about, they think it's funny. Y'all are going to just keep adding on to the outrage by giving him engagement. And if you look at these things, he's getting a wild amount of engagement. 7 million likes, 443,000 comments, and even almost 600,000 shares. So it's definitely working for him. So, all his skits have been kind of really spot on. He did do another skit. Check this one out right here. Do you remember this one here? And he does parody black people too.
Like I said, he does parody black people. Now he's gonna parody again NASCAR attendees, or the guys who just proud to be American. Yes, go.
Here's the
love. Here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah!
Hey, Suanna. Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby.
6 o'clock.
Girl, you crazy now. Hey, Big Ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Good. All right, now.
Yeah, he's done a couple of these. You know, y'all can watch him, of course, on his page. But he made fun of the black preacher as well, so I think he keeps it fair. Look at this.
No, I'm chilling. I'm posted up. I'm posted up, bro. Y'all boy come shot, man. I ain't on shit.
Straight up, man.
Tell him on.
Jit right here, man.
Tell him on.
I raised the jit right here, man. You know what's
See,
going on,
I grew up with my grandma.
Yeah.
See, folks always tell me like, you a white boy, you can't be doing all that. I grew up on that side.
On that side, yeah.
But I was raised by these folks. I grew up with white folks, but I was raised in the dope hole.
In the dope hole, man.
I was
Straight
raised
up,
in
man.
the dope hole.
I witnessed it with my own eye, man. For real, man. Changing.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, his vision is clear. He's just so good at just bringing truths to power, showing people for who they are, and it's up to you to take it as you will. I mean, you can like it, dislike it, but otherwise it's entertaining, and it is thought-provoking, and it is buzzworthy, and it is a conversation piece. That is why Druski is indeed the mirror to the world, the mirror to the modern world. He's done this hundreds of times, but it seems that he has touched a sacred cow. Such a sacred cow that, well, she's been advised to sue. She's been advised to take legal action. Just so this man can back off. Because his parody was so real that it got people talking. It got people talking. And you know what? I mean, we could go into this all night long, but what I gotta say is long live Druski. He has done black people, he has done white people, he has done preachers, he has done Hotep ministers, he has done people who worked at McDonald's, black people working at McDonald's. He has done everybody under the sun. But touch a person who has maybe genuine or disingenuous ideals on power, on influence, on being, using their nepotism, using their well, let's say their inheritance in the face of DEI to get where they want to go and do as they want to do, and use their place in this world as a sword and a shield, and being too close to the mirror, too close to seeing themselves, and watch them go. Watch them be who they really are. And we got to thank Druski for that. We've got to thank Druski for that individual who indeed may be, for ancestors, a revenge take on, well, that silly practice, that reprehensible practice of blackface, where blackface was seen as being derogatory to a certain race. This is seen as being a satirical take on a certain group and individual. All I gotta say is, long live Druski. Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. We're gonna end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Great show. But Druski will be back. He'll upset someone, some way, somehow. But we must support this man. We must protect this man, because he is indeed making this world at least a more discussable, acceptable, and thought-provoking place. And I thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. We'll be back next week with another show, and we're going to get this sort of thing straightened out. And also, let me say this. Next week, we will have new technology in the house. We have got ourselves, a better mic. I'll say it right now. We've got a better mic, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the real thing, and we'll be using that starting next week. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. We'll be back to you with another show next week. It is 12:28 right now. I'm pretty much in for the night. But thank you very much for joining me here, and we'll see you next week for another show. Long live Druski, and good night from Toronto on IG, and Toronto on YouTube.